So I just got back from a meeting. Um, didn't go as well as I had hoped. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have this vision of like how much value you can create, but that value necessarily doesn't mean much if you can't communicate it. And that's just one thing that I've learned is to work on just being more technical and communicating value better. Sometimes you have this vision, you say like, hey, I'm gonna solve these problems and be the best at this and this and this, but sometimes things just don't work out that way. And it's not always the best feeling, but you learn a lot. I like to, and this is something I'm learning recently, is like, if I'm going to fail, let me earn a lesson from it. Because every, like Napoleon Hill says, every adversity, every heartbreak has a seed of equal or greater benefit. And this is what I'm just trying to implement, in my thought framework process. Things don't always work out, and that's okay. It's just now becomes a question when they don't work out. How can you come back the next time? How can you be more tactical? How can you be more technical? And how can you better learn and do a deep audit as to where your shortcomings were and how you can improve off of that? I mean, I think this is the only way, to be honest. It's not always like a good feeling to know that you work so hard for something and then it doesn't work out. I do want to believe that taking an internal audit will probably be the best thing for me. And just understanding and learning more, I think that's very important, in this school of life, just constantly being able to become a student and just say like, hey, I messed up, but this is where I'm going to learn and this is where I'm going to improve. And I think there's greater benefit to messing up and doing better the next time. Yeah, I even though like I have failed or temporary defeats, I've faced temporary defeats in this current present moment in time. I know that it's not permanent. And now the question becomes, what can I do to improve on that? How can I be more technical? How can I do a deep audit, as to who I am and what I want to achieve, even though like there are these temporary failures or setbacks, it doesn't equate your self-worth or equate to how much value you can create into the world through this, and for me, I guess it's just becoming um more more urgent in the things that I need to do, becoming more technical, understanding that sometimes there are knowledge gaps, and always seeking to understand and learn from different perspectives, and as much as you can learn, from reading books and courses and all of those things, speaking to someone else who's has their skin in the game is worth it for sure, and I know that this business life, is part of the game where you just build and you fail and you build and you fail. You just keep showing up every single day, and it builds a lot of thick skin. Once you go through one failure, the next one becomes easier. Once you go through harder and harder, as you level up, the challenges get a lot more difficult, but you need to be calm to face those challenges, because it's not only you, it's your team, it's everyone that you're responsible for, and those that you have to take care of as well, and yeah, I mean, the fortunate thing is I'm still pretty young, and things can break, I'm glad if things break, because I believe now that the more things break, the more growth I'm facing, and the more obstacles I can overcome, Because if things weren't breaking, it means I'm not innovating enough, I'm not iterating enough, I'm not trying to become better in every aspect. And simply because I'm just, failing a lot more, but also, putting in the time and effort to understand and doing a deep audit as to why these certain things aren't working out the way that they should. And just truly understanding that is super powerful. And I know that one day I'm gonna look back on these videos and I'm gonna be like, you know what? I can't believe this is me. This is younger me, um, failing a lot more. But I'm gonna be so grateful that I failed now. Like temporary defeat. There's two types: temporary defeats and permanent failure. Um, right now I'm talking about temporary defeat. Sorry. And I'm gonna look back on these days and I'm gonna be like, you know what? I faced all this temporary defeat, and one day when I'm there, where I'm in a position where I'm proud of where I'm at, I'm gonna look back on these days and be like, wow, these temporary defeats really built me into the person that I am. Watching this, and I'm super grateful and I'm super conscious of that as well. You know, um, I would weirdly enough prefer to fail a lot more, even though it sucks from time to time, than to always having things work out. Because if things are always working out, do you really grow? Where do you improve? We're only as good as we think we are. And overcoming the mind. I think there's two ways to think about it. It's either you're positive or you're negative. It's either you're motivated and you're optimistic, or you're pessimistic and negative. And I choose to wire my mind to be as positive as possible, to say like, hey, if I'm going to play at the level that I want to play at, temporary defeat is part of the game, and it's just lasting a lot longer in the game, because I know that my vision and what I want to achieve and build out is far greater than just a setback, in terms of failing now and not being able to get what I want in this present moment in time. But one of the things is, it builds my character in order to achieve what I want to achieve, and also for the next level, because I believe that there's always a next level, and that next level requires you to go through certain phases in your life where things that you want to work out don't necessarily work out, but that builds your character in order for you to reach the next level. And I think like, even just small temporary defeats, in the grand scheme of things, they build a lot of character, and they don't really mean much. It's more so, if you do fail, how can you come back even better? you know Hold yourself to a high standard, even when you do fail, because at least at the end of the day, that even though you held yourself to a high standard, you're constantly learning and improving. And I know for a fact, that as I'm still young, the challenges are going to get more difficult, but that's going to require a different version of me. And back to these character building moments where it builds my character, I'm going to look back on these moments and say that these points in times built who I am today. And regardless of anything else, there's no other life I'd be living other than this. Facing temporary defeats, growing as a person, constantly innovating. I think this is what matters to me most, and this is something that I will continue to, be deeply, deeply, motivated by. Because to me, it's a lot more. I don't care how many times I fail, but it's more so how much value I can create in the world. And if I can't create as much value as I would like in that present moment in time, then that's okay. There's always next time. It's always doing a deep audit, understanding where you went wrong, being more technical and tactical about your approach to things, and just, refining everything that, you have gaps in. Because even though you might not have gaps in every single area, they're just those small, finer details that you need to brush up. And I do admit, I'm still young, I'm still learning, I'm never going to stop learning and improving and iterating. But those cracks do sometimes show. And I'd rather be the person that makes mistakes and learns from it than not make a mistake, because the more mistakes I do make and learn from, the more I grow into the vision that I want to build. And yeah, I mean, in the moment it kind of sucks, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And just hope that one day, looking back on these videos, I'll be so grateful that I went through this. And yeah, I'm just super grateful. And you know, watching this in a couple years from now, I'm gonna be so happy that like I went through this, to build my character for my vision, because I know that my vision's much bigger than just temporary defeats in this present moment in time, and that's okay. Just what can you do about it? How can you improve? How can you iterate? And yeah, I hope you guys also took something from this. I hope you guys also took something valuable from this, and that it also helps you out on your journey, as it is helping me out on my journey. Yeah, I just hope it brings value into your life, and I'm rooting for you guys. I'm rooting for you watching this, and I know you're gonna crush it. You're absolutely gonna crush it, and nothing in the world is gonna stop you from building out your vision, even temporary defeats, because your vision is much greater than temporary defeats, and who you are is not a reflect what you can achieve, and what you can, and the amount of value that you can create into the world is not tied to this present moment in time, and that's okay. Just what can you do to improve and to iterate and to become better. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys with that, and leave future me with that. Gonna look back on these days and be super grateful that all these things happen. So yeah, I'm just super grateful, and yeah, I hope you guys took value from this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.